Hey guys, we are back. John Della Rose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction. I got a reader question the other day about writer's block and how to deal with writer's block. It's a very interesting one and something that I see a lot in amateur writers' circles. Everybody talks about how they just can't write because of this or can't write because of that. I believe writer's block at the end of the day is just an excuse not to write. You're trying to get your mind going in any other direction because you don't want to actually sit down and do the work. I'm not trying to say that as a demeaning thing. I do this too, but when I do it, I'm messing around on social media or surfing websites or something like that that distracts me from the writing. I rarely find that there's an instance where I just truly don't know what to write. I've never really encountered that. And I have methods in my writing that make it so that that doesn't really happen. And the first step I have to dealing with that, to making sure I never have that situation where I'm like, I don't even know what to write, is I outline right away. Whenever I come up with an idea, no matter what it is, I write it down and I file it away if I don't have time to deal with it right away. If I'm in the middle of something else, I just stick it in a folder somewhere on my computer, and then I have my idea. If a full outline pops into my head, I'll actually write the full outline, make it real quick, and get back to what I'm doing. Eventually, I'll have a full outline, and I'll have it broken down by scene. I break down everything I write by scene. Sometimes even further than that, so that I have an agenda for the day, and I'm going in saying, I'm going to write this scene, and I'm going to write this scene. Once you get enough writing done, you'll kind of learn that, scenes, depending on what they are, you'll figure out about how many words they need to take, and you'll say, okay, well, I'm going to do this scene. It's going to be about 1,500 words, and that's going to be my goal for the day. Once you have that in place, and you know what you're going to write, You'll find that the writer's block just tends to go away because you have this, you know that what the scene's supposed to be, you will power through it even when you don't feel like writing, and that comes from the habitual writing. So get yourself in the habit of writing every single day. Make sure you do it for 21 days straight. Don't take a day off, don't take weekends off, don't take sick days off, don't make any excuses. Always set aside that time to write, and write at least 1,000 words for 21 days straight. Then you're going to be in the habit of doing it to where it's your life and you will always be doing it. It takes about that long to develop habits in human beings. And so once you get to that point, you'll find that you'll never go a day without it. And if you have your outline in place, you'll always have something to do that day so that you'll always know what you're going to be writing. And that's about how I deal with it. I have never been one for wanting for ideas or wanting for knowing where a story is going to go, because I make sure I plan all that out before I start writing. Now, for people who don't do that, it could be a little more difficult. And I think, when you have folk who don't do that, you often find that those excuses creep into place because of that. So it's like anything else. I feel like any battle plan, whenever you go into a battle, it's better to have a plan going in. And that way you at least have some cues by which to base your battle plan upon and what you're going to do upon. It's like that for my regular work. If I have my day for work, I usually plan out my day ahead of time so I know exactly what I want to get accomplished. Now, of course, there's going to be wrenches thrown into the plans. Things aren't going to work out. Sometimes you'll find a plot hole or something like that, and you'll have to fix it. But if you have that base plan there, it generally is a lot easier than if you don't have a plan going in. So that's my advice for dealing with writer's block and making sure you don't overcome it. It's basically a two-pronged approach: plan, outline, make sure you have your beats and what you want to write for the day before you even get started. And then number two is make sure you're already in the habit of writing so that it's something that you do every single day. If you are having trouble developing that habit, just write for 21 days. Don't even care what it is. Jump from story to story, whatever it takes to get you in the habit of spending that time doing it every single day. Those two things will make it so you pretty much never experience writer's block. And I think I don't remember a time where I've experienced writer's block, because that's always been my game plan. All right, if this is helpful for you, if you like the writing advice and all that, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the notifications bell also, because I do some live streams and I have some great guests. We talk about writing, comics, and things like that. It's a lot of fun. And if you think, I know what I'm talking about, you might want to check out my book too. I'll put the link down in the description below. Let me know how you deal with writer's block, and we will have a good conversation about this. Have a good day.